Hey guys, I know it's been a while. I apologize. Quite frankly, this just hasn't been a priority at the moment. And that's my fault. I mean, I can make as many excuses as I want, but I haven't been posting, and it's now my time to get back to the grind. So here I am. And this week's weekly learning is about something that has been part of my life for a long time, and I've seen the side effects of not doing so, which is surrounding yourself around positivity and being around positive people rather than negative ones. Now, when I was a little younger, I was a little bit more mature, and I wasn't necessarily a guy who was really trying to improve myself. So I found myself in situations with negative people multiple times. And what I found when I'm looking back at it is no matter how positive, I've always been an extremely charismatic person. If you know me, if you've actually spoke to me, I always have a smile on my face, and that's something I take great pride in. Actually, I can't even control it. It's like I just subconsciously smile when I meet people. It's pretty awesome. Like, such a blessing. People have told me all the time. So I always find a way to bring positivity in the conversation, but nonetheless, there are just negative people in the world, and no matter where you are, there are going to be some at some place. So what happened was, when I was around negative people, I'm looking back, I found myself more inclined to do negative habits as well, because I had those influences in my life, as well as they made me, consider going down the negative habit. They were extremely pessimistic. You'll find that negative people, I mean, there's a lot of ways to really figure out who they are, but they're very pessimistic. They don't see the good in people. A friend who's like that, and you find that you start, no matter how positive you are, like, that will hit you at least a little bit. Like, it will influence you to kind of see their perspective, which, again, you should see both sides of the story, but they'll start influencing you to do the same action, which is horrible. Now, let's fast forward to nowadays. Now, of course, there are negative people all around, but I find myself to make a negative conversation to a positive one through always smiling and laughing. And on top of that, the friends that I have, I on purposely make sure that they are positive people, that they see the good in things, that they don't see the bad. Another episode that I'm going to do, which is something, is they focus on what they do have and not what they don't have. Something I just started doing probably this last month, and like, wow, my happiness has gone through the roof, honestly. But how you can really figure out who a negative person, I kind of went out and did some research on this, is one, they have a demanding nature. They put pressure on others to act in a certain way. They're extremely pessimistic. For example, negative people can more readily think of ways in which any activity or event can go badly. I know a friend that can only think of the worst when something occurs. They're more risk averse, which also can lead to issues because it leads to reluctance to diverge. It basically makes boring conversations when, that guy hasn't really done anything to really, what's the right word, to really explore the world. You kind of, those are probably the three. And then the lack of interest in others. What I kind of found is, with pessimistic people or negative people, they are more inclined to think about themselves, which is probably makes sense. And if you know somebody like that, also consider, I wouldn't just cold turkey get them the fuck out of my life, but rather counterattack them. So when they say a negative statement, you attack it. You basically make it an positive one. For me, how that's always worked is, I hear about the death of somebody, and that's something I'm very uncomfortable. I don't know how to respond to that. Not necessarily uncomfortable, but it's a very difficult situation to be in. And I always find myself even there smiling, like trying to help them just get through. And as it sounds, I'm sure they get more upset the more they talk about it. But for me to bring a smile, even if it doesn't seem correct in the situation, it does uplift the conversation to a more positive one, to rather than thinking about the death of the person, rather all the good things they've done in their life and what a blessing it was to live with them. So it's really those. And then I wanted, the last thing is, like, what a smile can do. Like, all my friends, we always smile together. We always have a good time. I'll tell you 9 benefits of smiling. Relieves stress management, improves mood. Smiling can actually suggest success. Pain management, better relationships, that's a fucking fact. Boost immune system, contagious disease, and smiling actually makes you more attractive. So all those people who want the ladies, or if you're a lady, want the guys, start smiling. I gotta definitely start smiling now. But honestly, it's contagious. It really is. I found that when I smile, like when I talk to a stranger, it changes the reflection of the conversation. And just being around positive people, of course, you can't always tell when you meet someone new, whether positive or negative, but you immediately create a positive conversation and see if they follow. Therefore, it is an optimistic conversation from the start, and that can really help create a positive relationship between two new people, especially when you're just trying to meet somebody. So, I mean, I hope this advice helped. I really hope I could help here, something that I'm very passionate about. If you really did enjoy this video, it would be a huge favor if you could just subscribe, like the video, and keep you posted. I'm gonna make another one soon, maybe 2 this week. We'll see. And yeah, have a good one, guys.